Hello, this is Kristin Gibowicz with Living Soul Institute, and I wanted to record a special class, not only because it's 4th of July, I'm wearing my red pants in solidarity of people from the United States, but also we've got a lot of Canadians here, and it was Canada Day on July 1st. So I wanted to record this because I'm going to be traveling, and typically I teach Monday noon Mountain Time Soul Flow, and it's free on the live stream, as are our Monday through Thursday live stream classes that can be found at livingsoulinstitute.com. Just click take a class. I also wanted to let you know before we move into our yoga practice today, that the Living Soul community is what we're calling our on-demand membership now. And it's so much more than just the yoga. You've heard me say that a lot, but it really is. Each month, you get an entire class plan. If you loved the teacher toolkit, this is amazing, but it's not just for teachers. It's for all of us on this path of following Jesus. And it's for our spiritual formation to create spaces to get real, to slow down. All of it benefits the whole person. But ultimately, what we're going to find out is that a practice like yoga of breath and movement and scripture meditation is going to change how you are in the world. It's not just a head transactional thing, it is a full body transformation. So, in this email, I'm going to be sharing what one of these weeks, just one of these weeks, looks like as far as what you get in your monthly email as a subscriber. But also, I want to invite you just to be part of this amazing community and to step in a little deeper with us. So, all that said, I invite you to come onto your back, bring your knees wide, feet together, and allow yourself to just begin to find some rest. Maybe you tuck your tail for a moment to lengthen your low back. Maybe you adjust both shoulders beneath you to prop your heart. And maybe you even rest one hand on the heart and the other to your belly. And I invite you into a low and slow breath pattern, finding your inhale breath as the ribs expand laterally and the belly fills, and the exhale breath as the breath moves up and out and everything settles. I want you, as you take this first round of breaths, to think about what freedom means to you. Maybe with your eyes closed, you have an image, a picture. Maybe it's just something that popped into your head. I bet if you asked 10 Americans to define freedom, you'd get probably 10 different answers. Maybe freedom of the speech, freedom to live your life your way, the right to bear arms, the freedom to love who you love, to practice your faith without fear, to hold the same rights as everybody else, despite your color, where you came from. These are all real, worth defending. But my question today for all of us, as we sit here slowing down, breathing, is why can we have more freedom than almost anywhere in the world and still not feel free? We're anxious, we're overwhelmed, we're exhausted, we're carrying things we've never processed, we're preoccupied with what people think, we're broke on the inside, and in God's economy, that's not necessarily freedom. Free people set people free. I don't know about you, but I gravitate towards these types of people. I gravitate towards their peace, the way they don't operate from scarcity. And here's the good news: freedom isn't something you either have or don't. It's something that each of us can step in today, whether or not you felt free yesterday. God's mercies are new every morning. So today we begin again, not because we've earned it, because it's offered fresh right now. And if you're not feeling free, that's not disqualifying. Think of it just today as your starting place. Amanda Cook has a beautiful song called We Step into Freedom. We step into all you have for us. And she just repeats it over and over. And I thought today we could invite in this breath prayer. Inhale, I step in to freedom. Exhale, I step in to all you have for me, God. Inhale, I step in to freedom. Exhale, I step in to all you have for me. I step into freedom. I step in to all you have for me. Maybe one more time on your own. God, we thank you that when freedom feels lost, when we feel stuck, when we feel paralyzed with fear, when we can't see which way to go, you invite us to begin again. Would you show us the ways today on our yoga mat where we aren't free, whether it be in our body, our mind, or our soul? And help us to claim your new mercies found in this moment, on this day. We thank you for the freedom in a worldly sense and in the kingdom sense as we follow you, Jesus. We love you. Amen. Cactus your arms and begin with your feet as wide as the mat to windshield wiper the legs back and forth. And if you have a block today, I'm going to be doing a little block work with the hips to begin. You don't need it necessarily, but it can be helpful to experience a little bit more freedom through the front of the hips. So we'll begin here, and if you have a block, you'll place it in between the thighs. Press your palms down by your side and stack your knees over your heels like a bridge prep. Your feet might be a little bit more narrow as you hug the block. And then I just invite you to tuck the tail, working into a little bit of a cat shape through the low back, and then lower the tail back down. And notice as you tuck the tail, squeeze the block, feel the constriction, the strengthening of the inner thighs and hips, and then exhale. Again, tuck the tail, keep the squeeze this time, and begin to lift your hips up. From this place, as you hug the block, can you kind of soften the tail like you're spilling the block downward, and then tuck the tail up like you're pressing the block to the ceiling? So you can kind of do this pelvic cat-cow work without a block. It's subtle. Notice the difference, the clenched glutes, hamstrings, legs, and then the softness as you release just about an inch. One more.
And then see if you can find somewhere between the tuck and that softening. And this is your neutral pelvis. Reach your arms up overhead. And just keeping the neutral pelvis, can you lower a little bit down and a little bit up without tucking the tail? So this time as you lower and lift, you'll feel the engagement of your legs, the hugging in towards the block, but keep the entire team working together. Don't lose the strength that you've created through your side body. One more. And release. Lower your hips all the way down. If you have a block, you'll take it beneath your low back. If you don't, you can do the same thing with the low back rounded to the earth. So we'll pick up both knees, both shins towards the sky. And with the palms pressing down, can you feel the ribs draw in and down? So that creates this really strong front line of the core, but also you're feeling that the core is an actual corset all the way around. And then I invite you to just tap one foot at a time. So we're going to take this in layers. You can stay here or you can begin to extend the leg out as you lower down. And if you have a block, you're going to feel a little bit more of that front hip extension. Can you, as you pick up each leg, really work that drawing in and down of the rib cage? And maybe you take it a deeper layer and you work with straight legs. Nice and slow, the scissoring action, one leg high, the other reaching towards the ground. Check in with your breath. That's one way I find out where I'm operating in a bound way on the yoga mat. When the breath is lost, so is the freedom of flow. And then slowly release. Maybe pick the knees in towards the chest and find some hip circles. You can do this while assisting the legs or with the hands down. And then change directions. Draw the knees wide up and in and forward. And release. You can stay here on the block or release it. Extend your right leg up towards the sky and grab behind your left hamstring. So maybe you extend the leg out or keep the leg in a tabletop, but just begin to draw your leg in towards the chest, whatever that looks like for you. And I encourage you to bend this right foot or this right leg as much as you need to. Flexing and pointing, maybe feeling it in your calf and the hamstring, and then drawing the hands a little bit lower, perhaps, and working your way into some circles through the ankle in both directions. With the knee to the chest, extend the opposite leg forward and notice the opening through the front of your left hip flexor, the compression through your right hip. And slowly release. We'll do the other side your way. So left leg comes high, grab behind the hamstring, and just begin the flexing and the pointing again. Option to keep the right foot grounded like a bridge prep or to extend your right leg long towards the bottom of the mat. Maybe come in a little bit closer towards the chest, bend the knee as much as you need to on the left side and start the circles. Guide your knee in towards your chest. Extend your right heel towards the bottom of your mat space. Find your breath. Maybe a slow, deep exhale for freedom. One more. And exhale out. Beautiful. All right, slowly remove the block if you have one. And begin to bring the knees in towards the chest. Pick your forehead up towards the knees. Get a nice back of the neck stretch. And then begin to rock and roll. We're going to come up to a seat, a simple seat. So cross at your legs and just begin to sit up tall. I love this warm up. Sweep the right arm under the left, eagle arms. You can also grab opposite hand to opposite elbow. And I was thinking today that I hadn't done it in a while. So just begin with a little flossing, whether the arms are bound or if the hands are to the shoulders, it doesn't matter. You can still pick up the elbows and lower them. But the goal is to warm up the shoulders a little bit, kind of check in with range of motion that you have available today. And then with the right arm under the left, take a deep breath in, shoulders and elbows at the same height. And on the exhale, rotate to your left. So notice we're not using any arm leverage here. It's just what's available through the breath, moving to the left side of your space. Then take your right hand to the front of the left thigh and the left hand back. For the first one, we're going to find a gentle twist. You can also bend at the elbow and reach for the right hip crease. All right, swim like a freestyle stroke up and around, touching your left thigh. Inhale, lift your chest up. And on the exhale, tuck your chin towards your chest. And now feel the cat back nature, the rounding, the flexing of the spine. Beautiful. On this next one, the left arm comes under the right, and we're going to do the same thing, a little bit of flossing. And then slowly rotate to the right. So think about anchoring down through both sit bones and then just feeling the rotation as your left lung draws to the right side of your space. Take your left hand to your front thigh, right hand behind you, lift up and lengthen and come into a twist. Swim your right arm up and over, touch your opposite thigh, lift your chest up, and on the exhale, round. Good. With the left arm under the right, slowly come up, take a deep breath in, and on the exhale, rotate left. Right hand down, left arm behind you, inhale, lengthen, exhale, twist. Left arm swims up and over. Lift your chest, look up, lift your chin, open through the throat, and on the exhale, round through the spine. And here we are, right arm under the left, an eagle. Exhale, rotate right this time. Lower the left hand to thigh, inhale, lengthen, exhale, twist. Right arm reaches up and over, open your chest, open your gaze, and on the exhale, round. One more time through, inhale, eagle arm, sit up tall, exhale, rotate left. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, twist. Swim the arm. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, cat back. Again, inhale, eagle with the right arm under, exhale, rotate right. Inhale, lift up and lengthen, exhale, twist. Right arm swims, find the up dog in the chest. And then exhale, round. And just take a moment in this rounded place to breathe into the back of the heart. What has felt like the antithesis of freedom for you lately? Is it a relationship? Is it a financial situation? Is it something unresolved? Is it loneliness? Can you name it? One more breath here. And release. Great work. As you're ready, make your way into a table. We're going to add a little heat. So it looks like this.
You're in a tabletop shape, shoulders over wrists, hips over knees, and you're going to take the right foot to the left side of your space and look over the left shoulder. Right leg moves again, this time right knee up towards the right shoulder and then back into that same kickstand place, breathing into the side body. Let's keep working. So a little knee to elbow crunch. And then you expand into the right side. Maybe lean into it a little bit more. Step, broaden through the right side and the ribs. One more time. Beautiful. Kickstand the back foot behind you, the right foot, and extend the left arm up. This time we're going to pick up the right leg and just begin to tap down and up. Notice if you're dumping through the center. Think about what we worked in that drawing of the rib cage in and towards the spine. Kind of helps turn on everything. So we're lifting and lowering for 3, for 2, and for 1. Hold it here and breathe. Beautiful. And make your way back. We'll do the same thing on the other side. Left leg steps up and over, looking over the right shoulder. This feels like freedom, right? And this, as the knee draws up, if you held it too long, would feel like bondage. Now take it back, up and over. And again. So it's like a sneaky side crunch for your obliques. You're welcome. We're calling it yoga today. Because why? It opens up our hips. It increases strength and mobility. You got it. Last one. Look over the shoulder. Take a deep breath. Lean into the left side body. And then make your way back. Table with the left leg extended. Right arm comes forward. Hug the right arm bone towards the ear. And then lift your left leg off the mat. Can you shift your weight forward a little bit more? Bring a soft bend to the elbow in the balancing arm and begin to tap. Lower and lift. Lengthen your neck. Your gaze is either straight down or slightly in front of you. Trying to keep a natural C curve in your cervical spine so you're not straining through the neck. Let's go for 2 more. On the last one we hold. Can you level the hips? Can you draw your navel in? Breathe here for 3, 2, whoo, and 1. That is not easy. Bring the knees wide and sit back into child's pose. Rest your forehead down. And then as you're ready, you're going to make your way forward, stacking shoulders over the wrists. Begin to pick your heart up into a little scorpion tail, sitting back, forehead down, and then opening through the chest, the front of the heart. This time, 1 more. And release to child's pose. Make your way up to plank. And when you're ready, meet me in downward facing dog. Let's take a big freedom breath together, in through the nose and a huge open mouth. Again, inhale. Open mouth. 1 more. Exhale. Walk your toes forward to the top of your mat space. Find a halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Big circle sweep, big freedom swan dive up and 1 down with a long spine. Arms reach wide into the ground. Come to a halfway lift and do it again. Exhale, bow down, bend the knees as much as you need to. Long spine. We rise up, we reach up, and exhale. Follow it all the way down to forward fold. Halfway lift. Exhale again, fold forward. All the way up on the inhale breath. All the way down.
Halfway lift. Step your right foot behind the left so the pinky toes touch. And then as you're ready, walk the hands forward just a little bit and begin to melt your chest towards your thighs. Walk your hands to the left side of your space now. Bend the knees as much as you need to and feel the opening through the right side body. Breathe here for 3, 2, and 1. If you have a block, you can place it beneath the hands. Otherwise, bring your fingertips to the floor, stacking shoulders over the wrists. Lift your right leg into a grounded warrior 3. And then just begin to tuck and curl to a ball. So again, this opposition work, right? We're bound in this tight ball shape, and we're free as we extend crown to tail to toes. Again, exhale, round and curl. Inhale, expand one more time. And maybe you begin to open the hip with both hands down. Maybe left hand plants and you bring your right hand to your heart, working into a grounded half moon. If you fall out, that's okay. You get to begin again. You get to begin again. What a gift. And then soft bend the knee as you transition back to forward fold. Let's take the left foot behind the right. Pinky toes touch. Walk the hands forward first and see if you can kind of down dog it as you work the chest in towards the thighs. Maybe open your mouth and release your tongue a couple times. Anything bound through the jaw. And maybe you felt like you don't have a voice. Maybe you've been talking too much. Find an exhale breath. Walk the hands now to the right side of your space. Yeah, lean into the left hip. Let that open through the outer IT band. Should feel good from left hip all the way down to left heel. And then we'll do the same thing we did before. This time, hands root beneath the shoulders, left leg lifts. And so just notice, can you guide your left hip bone down? Can you spread all 5 toes? Maybe bring a soft bend to the standing leg. And as you're ready, you'll curl into a ball. And then you'll find freedom again, length between each vertebra. And then you come back. Expand. Let the breath match your movement. And on this next one, you can begin to work your way into an open hip shape. Notice both hands can stay to the ground. And then maybe you begin to root down through the right hand and bring the left hand to your heart space for 3. Transitioning with a bend in your standing leg on 2, 1. Slowly release. Come to chair. And then work your way into an eagle arm. So it might look like this, or with the right arm under, you might come to the bound place. Lift your elbows up. And this time, exhale, round in the upper body. Stay low in your chair. Drop your seat back. And then exhale, elbow to knee. You've got it. This one, root down through your left foot and lift up with the right knee. Maybe draw the elbows down into the chest. Feel your heart press into the back of the arms. Root down through your left foot, reach up through the crown of your head, and then feel some freedom as you circle sweep up into full airplane pose. Fly. Open the chest. Send your gaze to the floor in front of you. Breathe here for 3, moving to crescent. On 2, 1. Find crescent lunge. We're going to take it slow. Bend the back knee, bend it, bend it, bend it, bend it, and come all the way down. Extend through your front leg in a half split.
Good. Come forward on the in-breath and exhale to half split. One more. Exhale. Make your way back to a low lunge with the right knee lifted. Sweep your arms up overhead and open to warrior two. So we're not flowing today, but the breath continues to flow. What was in your mind's eye when you thought about freedom in the beginning of class? And then maybe as you turn your palms upward, can you release what hasn't felt so free? To the God who loves you, who says, my mercies are new every morning. Reverse warrior, reach back. Inhale, I step into freedom. Exhale, sink deeper. I step in to all you have for me. Straighten the front leg, reach back to reverse triangle. Keep reaching, keep rooting. For 3, 2, bend your knee. Take the hands down. Meet me in downward facing dog. We're going to repeat all of that again on the other side. So look to your hands. Tiptoe forward to the top of your mat, forward fold. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. To chair. This time, left arm comes under the right. You're here or you're here. Maybe the back of the hands, right? Sit low into chair. Lift the elbows up. And on the exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, keep the lower half static. And exhale, move in a flossing action through the shoulders, the upper back, the traps that are so tight. You got it. One more. This time, root into your right foot, lift the left knee up in a one-leg mountain, and then guide your elbows in. So you should feel like everything is pulling down and you are rooted so deeply that you are rising up to meet it. This is like a posture that you're meeting with hope, with faith, that freedom will return. When you're ready, you'll start to make your way into airplane. Take your time. Maybe you bring your hands to your hips and you feel where they are in space. Can you level both hips? In time, you'll begin to step all the way back to crescent lunge. And then we'll take it slow all the way to the ground. You feel this quad stretch as you go. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, straighten the front leg. Maybe point the toe. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, half split. This time, maybe flex the toe. Yeah, let's do one more. Inhale. Exhale. Fanning freedom into every cell of our body. Find a low lunge. Lift the back knee. And again, rise to crescent lunge and open to warrior two. This is bound. Make your fists. This is free. Notice the difference. Bound, this is where I'm up in the night, I'm worrying, I'm playing God. I think I have control. And this is what freedom feels like. Surrendered, yoked to God, trusting, peaceful. So much better. So let's begin again, reverse warrior. Inhale, I step into freedom. Sink a little deeper. I step in to all you have for me. And with that freedom as your intention, reach up and back, straightening the front leg for reverse triangle. And slowly bend the knee. Take the arms down and step it back to downward facing dog. Lower to your knees. This time with the toes curled under, stretch into the arches of your feet for extended child's pose. If you want to experience more through the chest and shoulders, more freedom, take your block, plant your hands onto the block, let your head go all the way to the ground, and you're going to feel the intensity of this. I invite you to come back to a slow, deep breathing pattern, maybe one out of the mouth to remind you to stay in the freedom. C.S. Lewis said, relying on God has to begin all over again, every day, as if nothing had yet been done. What would it look like to begin again right now? To be a free person who sets others free rather than a bound person who takes the air, oxygen out of the room, not only for yourself and God, but for others. Come forward onto your forearms. We're going to work our way into Sphinx. Guide your elbows back, melt your heart forward, and lift the crown of your head upward. And then let's begin to activate this. Press into the tops of the feet, fire up your legs, melt your chest even more. As you're ready, curl the toes, and then start by lifting the hips. Feel that same knitting of the ribs, coming into a forearm plank. You can stay here, or you can lift the knees to kind of challenge, add a layer of challenge there for 3, for 2, and 1. Slowly soften your heart, release the tops of the feet, and peel the chest up. Maybe this time look to the right. Draw your chin towards your chest and look to the left. Do it one more time, to the right and to the left. And then with the legs really strong and fired up, kneecaps lifting, begin to place a little weight into the hands and just go to where it feels like freedom remains. If we're striving, if we're pushing too hard, we lose the freedom. And then slowly let it go. Make a diamond with your hands. Rest your hands in that diamond shape. And windshield wiper the legs right and left. Rock hip bone to hip bone. And our final back strengthening posture. Exhale everything out. And on the inhale, begin to hover. Start with the hands and then push the arms forward. And like that freestyle swim, this time we breaststroke back. Stay here, or maybe pick the heels up, knees lifted from the mat. Stay here, maybe turn your thumbs up and squeeze between the shoulder blades a little bit more. You can always capture the feet for floor bow. Wherever you are, it's good. Just find the place of freedom for 3, for 2, and 1. Lower your left ear down, gaze to the right, and return to your breath. In the Passion Translation of Lamentations, it says, Yahweh's tender mercies have no end, and the kindness of his endless love is never exhausted. New, fresh mercies greet me with every sunrise. Change your gaze to the left side. Return to your breath here. Prayer. I step into freedom. I step in to all you have for me. When you're ready, you'll push up, sweep the legs out, in front of you, and then make your way into a 90-90 shape. Looks like this as you're facing forward. Your right shin is parallel-ish, not quite for me, towards the top of the mat. And your left knee is bent, left hip to knee connection. And then you can just begin to walk the hands over, maybe even resting onto the block. We call this deer pose. We're not staying very long, but you're experiencing a little bit more of the side body, maybe the outer hip. Good. And then come up, switch it out, left shin forward, right knee bends, long spine before you rotate to the left. So either on a block or resting down. Can you relax your head, your jaw? And then make your way back with the legs extended forward. Take your time. Ask a little bit more of your core as you roll down one vertebra at a time. You have an option here to move into fish pose with a block. I like to place it right at the mid thoracic and then begin to open the chest. If this does not feel like freedom, if it does not feel like a place of worship in your body, then I invite you to remove the block and find Shavasana. Let the heart open wherever you are. Let your throat open. Maybe lift the chin just a little bit. And return to your breath prayer. And this is where I'll leave you today, just contemplating freedom and what it means to be free in Christ. What it means to begin again each day with freedom as our birthright, as followers of Christ. What does that look like? Not the stuff on the outside, but the interior freedom that changes us on the inside. So maybe close in one more breath prayer and find some silence today, a chance to talk to God. I step in to freedom. I step in to all you have for me. Amen.